Hello, it's me, Sky, and welcome to another Diamond Art Club sneak peek. First of all, I want to say a big thank you to Diamond Art Club for sending me this kit to share with you guys. This one, I am so excited. I know, I say that every time, and I am always excited. But this one, when I tell you I gasped when I saw this, is it not so beautiful? I know that this glare is probably super in the way, but this is Apothecary Shop by Claudia McKinney, or Fat Puppy Art. It is 27.6 by 27.6 inches or 69.9 by 69.9 centimeters. I was also really surprised by that sizing because that is just not, it's on the big side. It's in one of these like pretty big size boxes, but it is just not one of those like overly large landscape size pieces. And when I saw the image, I thought that it would have to be for the detail, but I don't think so. I think it's going to look great and not overly large, but we'll take it out and examine it in just a minute. This one is square drill. And then let's turn the box over on the back. We can see that we have some information about how diamond painting works and the contents of the kit. Then on the bottom, we've got the image in a smaller size and the information about the kit again. So if you store your kits on the side, then you'll be able to find it easily. And then on the side here, this another exciting element of this kit. We have 94 colors with 4 ABs, 1 iridescent, 1 frosted, and 5 fairy dust. So that is, well, that's not the record for the most different special drills, but we do have an iridescent and a frosted. And if you guys have tuned into my channel for any length of time, you know that I get super excited about those types of special drills. So I am really invested in seeing which colors those end up being. But also, before I forget, I'm gonna pop the release information on the screen so that you can see what the release times are for this kit. If you're watching this the day that I put this video up, this kit is gonna release tomorrow, and the times are above. But if you're watching this at a different time, then check up there so you'll know when this one releases or has released. And I'm gonna go ahead and get this plastic off so we can take a look inside the box. Okay, I can't help it. We're gonna look at this box a little more now that maybe the glare is managed a little bit. Look at that. I think we are gonna have so much detail in this, and it's not enormous. This is probably going to be on my list of favorite kits that Diamond Art Club has released. Well, at least for this first half of the year. I can't say what will come in the second half, but this is definitely high up on my list of all the kits that they've released. I am really impressed with this. Here's what comes inside the box. We have a nice insert that's holding everything. So we've got our canvas here with the plastic wrap on the top, but we will look at that in just a minute. We've also got our tool kit, and we're going to look in there. And then underneath the canvas, we've got our thank you envelope, and we'll go ahead and check that out right now. So this just opens up. It's so cute. I love the way that these are folded together like that. On the inside, we've got a treasure quest card. So there is that image on the treasure quest card. This one is a bronze type. So I'll have a link down below that takes you to Diamond Art Club's website to show you how you can use these treasure quest cards. But basically, it's just another reward system with Diamond Art Club. There's all different types of cards, and you can combine them in different ways for different rewards. Then also in here, we've got our sticker sheet. We'll look at that in just a minute. But on the envelope itself, we have some tips and tricks, some step-by-step instructions on how to diamond paint, the kit contents again, which we already talked about a little bit. And then over here, you've got a QR code to take you to Diamond Art Club's Facebook VIP group, which I highly recommend. And then these 2 QR codes will take you to Diamond Art Club's app. So you just use the one that goes with your phone, iPhone or Android. And the sticker sheet here on the back, you can see we're getting bigger and bigger with this image. Eventually we're gonna see it on the canvas, but we are seeing it a little larger now. I am in love with it. Oh my goodness. And then up here, you've got a start and end date if you like to track your progress on a kit. And then down here, you've got your information about the kit. And all of this is separate stickers. I don't know if it's gonna allow me to show you that, but there we go. There is that one. And then this one also peels up. I promise it does. Yep. Okay, am I gonna have to edit this out where my lousy fingernails can't get it to come up? Let's peel the other side. Okay, yep. We're not gonna cut this out. This is real life. Okay, there, I told you it was a sticker. And then this up here is a sticker too, but I'm not gonna try to prove it because dang. Okay, so then when you open this up, you have got all of your individual stickers that go on your kits, or your containers when you are kitting up, and these all peel off singly. If I could show you this one, see, there we go. That one was easy to show you. But here are all the colors together. Then if we check the end of the list here, we've got all those special drills. Oh wait, we got to start at the bottom of this one. So here's an AB, and then we have 3 more ABs right here. Oh, look at that one. Oh, I am curious. I really bet I'll like this one as well. Some of my favorite colors. Then we have got the frosted and the iridescent. I can't remember which one is which. I see them so rarely that maybe this is the iridescent and this is the frosted. I have no idea, but we will find out when we open up the drill packaging. And then we've got all of our fairy dust. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fairy dust right there. So many colors, so many special drills, so many pretty colors aside from the special drills. But anyway, that is the sticker sheet. Now we will look inside the toolkit. We have a diamond painting pin, and the top just pops off here, and you twist this up and this clear wax will start to come up into the tip so you can start diamond painting. And then the other end of the pin has a multi-placer tip, but also included is a larger multi-placer tip. So if you want to switch them out, or you can take this one out and use one of your own if you would like. Then we also have our red heart wax, and we have also clear wax to replace this if it runs out, or you can also use it in your multi-placer. And then we've got a bag of baggies. You can use this for kitting up or for storage. And then we've got a diamond painting tray with a stopper and a lid. All right, now for the big moment where we can open this canvas up, but first I'll take this plastic off. All right, let's see if I can get the drills to slide out this end. I see a pink, I'm excited already. Okay, let's look at them all together. I love this, look at that brown. We've got pinks, we've got purples, we've got earthy tones, neutrals. I love this. I am not spotting any of those special drills, but maybe you are. Maybe you're able to see them better than I am, but I don't see any through the wrapping. But we are gonna go through these one by one here in just a minute. I did want to point out that Diamond Art Club puts a label on their drill packaging, so if you store your drills and your canvas separately like I do, then you'll be able to match those up. Let's unroll this canvas. Let me figure out which end is the one we need to start with. I think this is the way, and I will adjust the camera however we need to so we can see it best. Oh my goodness. The colors, the detail. Oh, look how bright that is. I'm so curious to know where the iridescent, and look how small the canvas is, and they were able to get all of this detail. Oh my gosh, I'm starting to not even finish my sentences before I get another thought. I'm so excited about this. Okay, what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna flip it over and roll it backwards because you can see it's trying to roll back up, but this will flatten out on its own if I just let it sit here for a few minutes. But for the sake of the video, I'm gonna go ahead and roll it backwards. And I'll also try to fiddle with the camera a little bit and see if we can get a better look at the canvas. Okay, I think this is a better look. There's hardly any of it that's cut out of the frame, but I think I'm slowly showing it all to you by shifting it around, but I think you can see most of it, and oh, it's so good. I feel kind of speechless, but that's not going to lend itself very well to this video, because if I'm not talking, then you're just sitting here looking at it, which is probably fine for you because it is so beautiful. Also, I realized that Nugget was violently licking his paw for the first part of this video, so if that was really loud, I apologize. Sometimes he just gets in the zone, you know? Okay, so on a Diamond Art Club canvas, we have legends on both sides. And then down here at the bottom, we have some information about the kit and then the sizing again, but also the licensing information. So that lets you know that the artist has given permission and is being compensated for their beautiful artwork here. And then we have a coupon code and information about Diamond Art Club's socials. And then also on the other end here, we've got the warranty information. And yes, we are going to do a bit of a canvas tour. I'm really thinking that this is going to be a lot of confetti, but now that I've got it open and I'm looking at it, I can see some blocking as well. But I don't think we're going to find blocking in here. I really don't, but we'll check this out. So see down here, that looks like a big chunk of one color or a couple of colors. And then as we move on down the bottom, that kind of continues. We're adding some more colors now. And then as we start to get into these crystals here, we start to see that confetti start to pop up. And then in this corner, we've got more confetti. Then as we go up and we start to see these jars, that is honestly less confetti than I thought it was going to be, but it's by no means blocking. But we will keep going up. I love this transition from like all of this color into these darker tones and more blocking. This one is going to be so fun to work on. And then at the top here, we've got a little bit more color changing. Let me flip it over. Then lots of blocks up at the top, but still breaking it up with some color changes. I love it. I love these browns. And see here, we're starting with some confetti again. Let me flip it this way. We've got lots of nice, pretty different colored blocks here, but yeah, definitely starting to move more into the confetti area. This is more confetti-ish, and we definitely need to take a look at these jars in the center. So confetti through here, and then this biggest one, you can see that's gonna be a good bit of confetti, but oh my gosh, how beautiful. I'm in love with this. I've said it 100 times, and I'll say it 100 more before this video is over. Okay, the next thing we're gonna do is look at each one of the drills. So we're gonna go through those one by one. I know some people don't really care for that part, and that's fine, I get it. You can skip that part if you want. When we get done with that, we will look at where all of these special drills are gonna go on the canvas. Okay, starting off, we have 1, 2, 3 bags of 3371 and 2 bags of 938. 4 bags of 310 and 221, 3772, 6032, 3857, 3 bags of that, 841, 840, 452, 6034, 902, 152, 2 bags of 6031, 976, 550, 315, 3022, 3836, 451, 918, 169, AB 436. So here is our first AB. AB stands for Aurora Borealis, and that just tells you that this drill has an iridescent coating on the top, and I think it's picking up really well on this color. I love this kind of golden tone, and then with the AB coating on there, that is beautiful. I'm so glad we have, I wouldn't call it a big bag, but kind of a chunky size bag of this color. And then 3830, 3834, 414, 355, 3053, 415, 779, 301, 154, 3064, AB 3861. I love it. Oh my goodness. Look at the AB coating on that color. That is amazing. One of my favorite ABs ever. Beautiful. 3827, Z3743. So this one is a fairy dust. So fairy dust drills also have a special coating on the top, but it is much more subtle than the AB. It just has a nice shimmer coating on the top, just a little dusting of glitter. And sometimes my camera doesn't like to really pick that up on lighter colors, so I don't know if you're able to really see it well, but probably on one of the others we'll be able to see it really good. Then we have 524, 3740, 920, AB 5200, so a nice white AB with that iridescent coating on there. Then 728, 842, 977, 400, 223, 553, Z921, another favorite of mine. I love this color, and that shimmer coating on the top just adds to it. Beautiful, beautiful. 3802, 3837, 168, 6021, 356, 3854, 3853, 3770, 738, 437, 352, 951, 778, 6012, AB 333. So this one, a really rich dark blue with that AB coating. That is gorgeous. I have no idea really where that is going to be though. We'll find out in just a minute. Then 3822, Z3607. So this one is a pink fairy dust. Hopefully that coating is picking up on that one. 939, Z552, so a purple fairy dust. Trying to get it where you can see that glitter coating on there. I think you can see it there. 3727, 3072, 554, 817, 6014, 645, 610, 3350, 520, 372, 739, L727. So I think we've gotten to our iridescent. So you can see this one is very different from the AB and the fairy dust. This one has more of a glow to it. I think I'm holding it too close to the camera. Hang on, let me get it right here where you can just see it doing that beautiful glow as I move it. That is going to be so pretty. 3052, Z209, so another purple in the fairy dust. I think that coating is picking up pretty well. Then we have 900, 961, 758, 3024, 3685, 945, 6011, then M3078. So this is our frosted drill. These are just the coolest looking drills to me. I still haven't quite worked out how to describe them because they have almost like a jelly-like appearance. And but they feel just the same. Like they're not squishy, but they just look like they would be squishy to me. But it has more of a like matte coating. So I'm very interested to see where they chose to put these. And I'm always interested to see where these go on a canvas because I'm just not sure where that coating works just yet, but we will see where they've put it on here in just a minute. Then 317, 309, 3855, 3835, 434, 304. And that is all of the drills. So I'm gonna separate out those special ones and we will look at where they go. Okay, we have so many special drills to go through. So let's start with the ABs. And the first one on the legend is AB 333. So this gorgeous, what I kind of thought was a blue, but I think is more of a purple because of where I've found it on the canvas. So this one is gonna be in most of the purple areas. So right here, just the darkest color in this area or the darkest purple. And then as we travel across the canvas, not like tons and tons of this, but then when we get to this lavender bundle over here, there's way more of it. It's not, I wouldn't say it's the dominant color, but it is, that is where most of this bag is gonna go, is in that area right there. But with, uh-oh, I just dropped one. But there are just a few pops of it here. And then let me check at the top. There's a little like purple, let me see if I can show it to you. There's a little purple flower up at the top, and I keep checking that one because we have several purple special drills and there are some up there, but this one I don't think is one of those. Next we have AB 436, so this nice kind of golden color. And this one's all over the place, but there are little pops of it in this jar. This one is it's just kind of confetti popped everywhere. And that is what most of the special drills are doing, which I really think is kind of a nice touch. Like this one, they could have gone overboard and could have just made everything special drills all over the place, but they really kind of, I wouldn't say they went sparingly with it, but they were very cautious to not overdo it, which I appreciate very much. Nugget appreciates it too, apparently. Why are you barking? Oh, he hears a lawnmower. Okay, well, we'll do the best we can. He may bark every time the lawnmower gets close to us. Anyway, so I'm just gonna start putting my finger on spots where I see this AB because it's just kind of all over the place. Mostly at the tops of these jars. That's where I've seen the most of it, but there's some on the side there towards the bottom here. So it's just really everywhere. And then these crystals that are kind of splayed across the bottom, I had spotted some in here. Yep, there's some more of that. Here's some more of it. Just speckled around for sure. And then at the very top of the canvas, on this shelf up here, there's just another little spot there. I think 3 or 4 drills and then like 3 or 4 right there. So they were really trying to be subtle but give you a nice pop of this bright AB. Next we have this AB 3861. So this one is going to be kind of the same sort of thing where it's just in little spots all over the place. So it's right here, and then right here, and right there. I don't know if you're even able to tell what I'm pointing at if I don't bring the canvas really close to you, but I think you can get the idea of what they're trying to go for with where they're placing these, just not overdoing it at all. There's some right there. And then I thought I found some in the bottom area. Yeah, there's some right here, just adding a nice pop of shine. And then let's see if I can find it anywhere else. I didn't check the top. I don't see this one on that shelf at the top where we've been finding the others. So it's around, and apparently there's probably several places I didn't point out because this is a fairly chunky bag, but it's all over the place. Okay, this one should be much easier for me to find. The AB 5200, this one is just a bright pop of white. So you can kind of see those like right here, right here, right here. Not huge areas or anything, but just where there is the most bright white that you can see, that is going to be this AB. In some places it's just one drill, but this there's several right here, several right here, And then this jar has quite a bit. The whole top of it right there is that AB. And then there's lots of speckles throughout. And then there's several spaces at the bottom that I could point out. And then if you go up the side here, all of this area where there's these bright pops of white, that is also going to be that AB. Okay, we finished the ABs, and next on the legend is the iridescent. So we've got the L727, and this one I was like a little bit surprised, and then as soon as I saw what they were going for, I was just impressed. Like, it's just very understated. I was thinking like this whole section would be the iridescent, like these big bright areas, but they've used it really softly. Like there's just a few, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 drills right here, 6 drills right there, 2 right here, just not enough to be overpowering for the image. And I just, like, I could never do this. They know what they're doing. I know that you already know that, but they know what they're doing. And then there's some down here, kind of a bigger area of it, but still not a block. And then the same thing in this jar. There's just a few little areas where it's there. And then there's more of it in this jar, but I think this is the brightest one. I think the light is I think the light is coming in the window and it's hitting this one first. And I think that's why this one is brighter, but there's some pops of it through this brightest area here. And then there are some small little glimpses of it down here at the bottom, but most of it's in the jars. There is a little pop there at the top on that shelf, but for the most part, we're looking in the jars. And here is the frosted. So I was so curious, and I like it. I like what they've done. It is pretty much exclusively nestled up against the iridescent. So not every place that you see the iridescent will have the frosted, but every place you see the frosted has the iridescent. Does that make any sense? So we're looking down here, like there's a pop of iridescent here, and then the frosted right beside it. So it's gonna be like the bright glow of the iridescent set up next to this like soft matte glow of the frosted. And I am just so anxious to see how that is going to look when it's all worked up. There's a little bit right there. And there's some more right here. See how it's up next to this AB and also up next to where we were looking at the iridescent. And then the same thing here. There's a good bit of it just kind of dispersed through here with the iridescent, with that AB, just kind of a whole bright assortment of special drills. And then the same thing down here towards the bottom in those places that we were seeing the iridescent, we're also seeing that frosted. And then I think, no, it's not at the top there. It's just the iridescent up there. Okay, now we are on to the fairy dust. So this one is Z209, kind of a lighter purple. And this one is gonna be right where you would think it would be in all of these little purple places. So it's not like it's a pretty small bag. It's not widely used. It's just kind of popped in here and there to add some highlight. There's this tiniest bit, like there's a lot of purple right here, but just the tiniest bit is that fairy dust. And then right here, there's just a little pop here, but I don't see it in this big section either. And then here's some pops of it there and right here. And then I think maybe one drill in the whole lavender bundle. But then as we continue up the canvas, there is some kind of popped throughout this area. And then there is also whoops, I kicked the tripod, I'm so sorry. There is also a purple flower at the top that I need to check. I don't see it there either. So very few of this fairy dust, but it is present. Oh, there's a little bit in the jar. I didn't even see that. So some right there as well, and I don't think it's anywhere else in the jars. The next fairy dust is this darker purple, Z552, and this one we're gonna take the same path. So it's gonna be just kind of sprinkled through these purple areas. I do see more of this one, though it does seem like they're similar sized bags, but no, this one's chunkier. There's more of these, so that makes sense. But I see it through here. Is there any in this area? Yep, a little bit right there. Not so much there, but traveling up through this purple area, I'm spotting it just all over. And then there's tons of it mixed in with the lavender there. And then, is there any in our purple flower at the top? Let's see. Yep, there's some in there as well. But I think that's all for that one. Then we have Z921, so a definite color change away from purples. Now we're back to looking in the jars. So you can see there's a lot of kind of orangey reds in this one, and some of that is going to be this fairy dust. Actually, quite a bit of it. There's a good bit of it in this jar. Now let's see about this one. I don't see it at all in that one. But then over here, we've got a good bit in this jar as well. And then at the bottom, I don't see any, but there is a little pop at the top that's just kind of a glowing red up there. That has the fairy dust. Next, we've got our pink fairy dust, the Z3607. And I looked and looked because this looks very pink right here, and it is not right there. But there is a little bit in this jar, not a whole lot. There's a nice chunk of it right here. Like all of this pinky purple that you see is that fairy dust. And then it continues right here as well. There's another chunk of it. And then kind of some in the background, like traveling up the canvas, there's some little spots of it, just too small for me to even call them blocks, but just like maybe 7 or 8 of them nestled together. And then right through here, we've got a few little spots going on there as well. And that is all for that one. And lastly, we have Z3743. And this one is mostly just going to be kind of a highlight. So we've got some right here, not as glowing as the spots that are the white AB, but still kind of a bright spot on the canvas right here, right here. Just gonna be a little more subtle than when the AB is used, but sometimes like right here they're used together, so they're gonna kind of complement each other there. And let's see, there's some down here, right here, right here. There's quite a bit of it at the bottom of the canvas rather than in the jars. I don't see any at the top of the canvas though. I think that it's just all down here, and then there's a little bit highlighting these sprigs of lavender over here. I really hope this actually is lavender because I've said it about 100 times, but to me it looks like lavender, so hopefully that's correct. Okay, I think that I've looked at all the special drills. I hope you guys are as impressed with this canvas as I am. This will probably go in my rainy day stash for when I need something that is just the perfect kit for me, because this really is just amazing. This is exactly what I wanted from this kit. It's beautiful, it's not overly large, it's still kept all the detail. Perfection. Love the special drills. I will pop the release information back on the screen in case you are going to try to snag this kit. Be sure to be ready at your release window. And thank you so much, Diamond Art Club, for sending me this kit. And I will talk to you guys in another video soon. Bye!